Well, it seems like a simple question. How is the money you pay in taxes to the city of Amarillo being spent? Simple or not, I learned governments can sometimes charge steep fees for this information. Here's what it will cost you, me, anyone to find out information that is by law public. As an investigator, I do this all the time.
And hit submit.
This public records request is to the city of Amarillo. It's broad. Everything it used your tax money to buy last year. Digital copies of such records are often free from the city. But this list, it'll cost the same as this nice used car, almost $16,000. Is this request expensive everywhere? I sent the same request to similar-sized Texas cities. Lubbock, Odessa, and Abilene, plus one large Texas city. Houston, I got records from each. The price? Lubbock, free. Odessa, free. Abilene, free. Houston, free. That's confusing. 4 other cities gave me the information for free. So what's up with the city of Amarillo? I went to City Hall to find out.
In this case, over 26,000 credit card receipts, I guess almost 2,200 purchase orders, and then 150 plus requests for proposals, requests for qualifications.
I showed the city manager what it cost elsewhere. It looks like a transparency issue to me. Can you understand why that would
Sure.
be?
Well, I would recommend sitting down with staff, allowing them to help you refine the request so that you can get what you need.
The city has nothing to hide.
Nope.
Wow.
The cost of the records surprised not only me, but Amarillo civil rights attorney Ryan Brown, who also often files public records requests for his cases.
It's absurd to charge $16,000 almost to figure out what we're paying for.
Cities are allowed to charge for records, but $16,000?
They do that. They hit you with a giant bill, or they immediately go to the Attorney General and claim a bunch of exceptions when they don't want to give you something.
The city investigated. I was told it was a wording issue with my request. Other cities provided me with payments, but I asked Amarillo for purchases. I'm not the only Amarillo journalist quoted high prices for city records.
That's part of the problem. Whenever you go file an open records request, and then you can't even get public information.
Thomas Warren III runs the Amarillo Pioneer, an online publication.
Probably 75% of the requests we filed have either been denied, or we've had to appeal it, or they've sent it to the Attorney General.
He also received a bill for thousands of dollars for public information. Records he eventually found for free from a state agency.
It seems like it's gotten worse over the last year, but I don't know that it's ever been easy.
I called the mayor and city council several times to talk with them about the cost. Frida Powell was the only one to do an interview with me. She says she works to be straightforward with public information.
I want to be transparent about it because it's your taxpayers' dollars, it's my taxpayer dollars that are at work, and you have a right to know.
I filed a records request for the mayor's and other city council members' public calendar so I could approach them at a public event. The city sent the request to the Attorney General asking for an opinion, saying the information is not public because city appointments are kept on personal calendars.
The whole point of the Public Information Act is to make sure that the government is a servant of the people and not the master of the people. And they've got to be open with taxpayers so that they know where their money's going.
So what did the city buy in 2018? The city recently gave me 4 cheaper options to find out. I can get a digital list of purchases for free, a digital copy of purchase orders for $2,100, paper copies of those same purchase orders for less. Note that the paper copies are cheaper than the digital copy. Or I can get a copy of the check registry for $30. And I did, in fact, get that list of purchases last week, and I'm currently taking a look at it. It's back to school time, and the Texas Lottery says it gave $22 billion to public education in the past 2 decades to support students. So I took a look to see if that money directly benefits students in the Texas Panhandle. Sometimes you get lucky.
There we go. 5, 10, 15, and 20. Good sir.
But it's money from the losers that is funneled into Texas schools.
Last chance. Come on, 5. Come on. understandable.
And when you look closer, much of the money they lost doesn't find its way into our schools.
It's not that we get additional funding for lottery, we don't.
She'd know. She does the accounting for the Canyon School District.
These blocks represent the money the state gives to school districts. Now, there's a perception that the lottery money adds to that pot, but school districts tell me that perception is not reality. Instead, lottery money replaces state money. It doesn't add anything extra.
So if we all went out and bought a whole bunch of lottery tickets tonight, we're not going to add any money to the school system. We're not going to improve school funding.
The lottery money doesn't give districts any extra money.
The lottery doesn't add additional funding. It just becomes a part of the state's funding. So it's an issue of, does it supplement or does it supplant state funding? And it supplants it.
A $1 ticket adds a quarter to the pot given to school. A $2 ticket, 50 cents, and so on. So a little at a time, it does add up.
That percentage amounts to about $1 billion on average annually.
$1 billion. That's huge. But is it? No. Not in Texas, it's not.
This is not, making up a significant percentage of the overall spend on public education.
In fact, $1 billion is about 1% of the cost to school our kids.
If we tried to fund our schools on the lottery alone, I think we would get about 5 days of school in the state of Texas.
The odds are 100% the lottery is helping our schools. But it's also a safe bet that until the legislature says so, all of the other taxes that we pay will continue to be the real jackpot for Texas educators.
And I know not many people play the lottery to actually support schools, but the best way to enhance education for our students is to give money directly to a school or spend time volunteering there. The mail these days is mostly bills and ads, but some in the Panhandle are getting an unexpected letter in their mailbox. Here's how to tell if this is treasure or trash.
A curious envelope arrived in Mark Nair's mailbox.
And I noticed it's a priority mail. I look, it costs $7 to send it to me, so I think, well, what is this? So I open it up.
Inside, 2 pieces of paper. One is a cashier's check.
Written to me with my name for a pretty good amount of money. I looked at the account number and it is the right routing number for that place. This is the logo. I looked it up. And then there's another sheet of paper with instructions that says, hey, we have chosen you to be a secret shopper.
It looks like a job with a chance to earn $300.
Thank you for your interest to participate.
The letter instructs you to cash the $1,800 check, buy 3 $500 gift cards at 3 different stores, then send an email about the customer experience, along with pictures of the gift card codes and serial numbers.
The survey should be completed within 48 hours of receipt.
That strict time limit is key.
You can't put holds on cashier's checks if they can be verified.
But it can take much longer to validate a cashier's check, up to 10 days.
Obviously, for that amount, it came back as insufficient.
That means you don't earn $300. You actually lose a bigger chunk of cash.
You end up paying these people $1,500 of your money.
This is a sneaky scheme.
This is almost like a job. You get it and you think, oh, I have been selected to do work. And a lot of people will say, I will do the work. And I get $300, but at least I'm working for it. It's just not free. I'm not greedy.
The chances of recovering the cash are slim to none. The contact information in the letter is most likely bogus. Return addresses can be fake. Email addresses can be shut down. Phone numbers turned off.
We're sorry, your call cannot be completed as dialed.
We are not that successful, but we have had occasions where we've gotten money back.
Nair knew this wasn't legit, but he didn't report it to police. He took it to another authority.
I sent that to the post office because this is postal fraud, and that's pretty heavy duty. So now the post office can research how to find out where those people are.
This scheme is savvy because those who send it out know the bank rules, and they bank on the fact that you don't.
Here's a few ways you can tell letters like these are not legitimate. If you didn't sign up for a program and you are not expecting the money, or there's a quick turnaround on the depositing and cashing of the check. And if you get something like this or something similar, it's junk mail, so just go ahead and round file it. Amarillo police say so far this year, 67 scams have been reported to officers. 16 involved either gift cards or cashier's checks. In the end, if you do have questions about if a cashier's check that is sent to you is legitimate, Take it to the bank or police and ask before you cash.